was about the grind. Yeah, the bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. Very good afternoon to you. Welcome to EST Afternoons, live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Thank you to everyone for listening on our audio streams at edmontonsportstalk.com. Tune in, iHeartRadio for those watching on YouTube or listening on podcast. Wherever you get your podcast, we greatly appreciate it. Matt and Iwanyk in for Hernan Salas, who is off ill today, joined alongside Joaquin Gage and Zachary Kubish. Gents, how are we doing today? Haven't caught anything from Hernan?
No. You?
No.
Yeah.
I gave him my best. I didn't hear anything back. I think
you didn't get sick from him or anything?
No. Oh, no.
That's good.
No.
Feeling like $1 million slowly has been getting worse as the week came on.
Yeah.
Came into the building on Monday. Yesterday did it from home, and today just couldn't do it. But he's off for the next 3 shows.
Is he?
Yeah. Tomorrow and then next Monday, Tuesday, he's off. So you're stuck with me.
So wait a second. These are scheduled days off?
The next 3, yes.
Is there any, there's a little bit of...
You're saying a fakeness?
He might have wanted another vacation.
You're saying he extended
I
his
would ask
vacation?
him for his location right now on his phone. See where he's at.
I wonder what Evan Dom has to do with this.
So you're believing that he's
taking a week off.
I'm extending this a little further.
Yeah. Look,
that's a long game to play as of Monday.
Yeah, but he's conniving and sneaky. Like he knew we were having the Friday off, right? So he comes in with the sniffles. Then I'm battling. Oh, I can't do it. And then all of a sudden he's off.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point. I like to be trusting of him.
I don't know. It smelled like Marlboros yesterday. So.
We're without Coob on Monday too. You and I.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's gonna be Benny.
Cool.
And then Coop's back.
I'll be back. Just like Terminator said.
You're one of the few smart ones here that planned an extra long weekend.
I've seen Reed and Jay do it. That like they're vets when it comes to booking that stuff, as everyone is. So it was about my time to get the extra long weekend.
I used to have 2 more Fridays. I
I think I have 3.
Is it 3?
Yeah.
I can look right now. I have the calendar for this.
It's to the. Is it 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you still have obviously this Friday off, but then no, it's 2. 10th and the 17th.
Okay.
10th and the 17th. So you have 3 more, including this week. Including this one. Yeah.
Including this one.
Yeah. So you've done that rather smartly. So okay. Well, I honestly, as Hernan said that, I didn't think much of it.
Well, I mean,
but you want to go full Dwight Schrute on him.
I like the 3-day weekends. I won't lie.
Do you prefer Friday or Monday?
I don't know.
Like it seems like you've been doing the Fridays.
I've been doing Fridays.
But do you prefer the Friday or the Monday?
I do it Friday on a professional basis.
Yeah.
Because I think Fridays, sometimes it just seems like there's not a lot going on a Friday for some reason. Mondays, you had the weekend. There's a lot to talk about. So, you've been pent up at home watching sports or watching whatever, and you got to get stuff off your chest. So, but no, I mean, I still work, I guess, but.
Professionally, if I could pick a day, I would always take Wednesdays off.
Ooh.
Wednesdays are from a professional standpoint of discussion, Wednesdays are the worst sports days.
Oh, for sport. Okay.
You're too far from the weekend. So you can't recap last weekend. You can't really get set for the next weekend.
Yeah.
Generally Wednesday nights, especially like hockey, there's not as much going on. I find Wednesdays to be the quietest day of the week. That if there was one, like if it was, okay, well, you can't be on air for one day every week. I think I'd probably want the Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, years of working at Shaw, sometimes I'd have one day off that would land in the week.
Yeah.
And it was awful. just one day was terrible because you couldn't really. Yeah, it was your Friday and Saturday rolled up into an evening, and then you just had a Sunday off where you're still kind of trying to get prepared to go back to work on the Monday. So one day off a week I found was absolutely terrible.
I had one boss at the old place that he very much took advantage. He was working from home at days. He'd work 1 or 2 days a week from home.
Okay.
Always was the Friday, the Thursday or the Friday.
Yeah.
And then with those positions, when you're in a managerial position, sometimes maybe you should take the Tuesday or the Wednesday off. You come into the office on a Monday and a Friday or something.
Yeah.
But it's all for sure on a Friday you knew he wasn't going to be in the office. It's like, yeah, dude, like you might be working, you might be on emails. But yes, as the boss, you're looking like we're all coming into the office. Yeah. We're on air. We have to be in the office Monday through Friday. Our job cannot be work from home type thing. Maybe make it look once in a while like you're not just taking a long weekend.
Or come in early. Be the first one there, right? You're probably going to leave early anyway. So
he was that guy already.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He'd come in the morning show during the morning shows, and then he'd leave at by 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But then whenever he would do the work from homes, quote unquote, which is every week, for sure the Friday, sometimes you make it to Thursday, Friday, and you're like, oh.
You know, I do enjoy working from home. I find I get a lot done, but I got a space marked out and stuff. But
from a boss perspective, though, there's
you got to show a little bit more leadership,
especially when it's not like everyone's can work from home.
Yeah,
it's not like we could just go once a week and work from home or anything like that. So, lots to get to on the show today. What do we have coming up? 120, highlights, lowlights. We'll hear from Connor Ingram. We'll get into this Oiler game as the Oilers take down the Kraken 3-0 yesterday. We got Hernan's World for Edmonton Garrison. I will take over Hernan's World. We got Terry Koshin from the Toronto Sun. He's going to stop by at 2 o'clock as we're going to look at the Toronto Maple Leafs and the reaction from the firing of Brad Treliving. But Keith Pelly, who's the president of Major League Sports and Entertainment, his comments yesterday. We also have the Screw It, Let's Do It parlay for Play Alberta coming up later in the show. Hernan's Noticias. We have to get the Hernan's Noticias here quickly. I learned today from Coop that means news and not notices or something like that.
That's what I thought it meant. Yeah. I even asked Hernan. I'm like, yeah, that must mean news.
Oilers defeat the Kraken, as I said yesterday. Toronto Maple Leafs, Keith Pelly yesterday, he makes the comment that they're not looking for a rebuild and that they just didn't see the Buffalo Sabres or the Montreal Canadiens coming up out of nowhere. Who could have predicted that one? And that's why the Toronto Maple Leafs are well outside of a playoff spot and had to fire Brad Treliving and are likely going to have to fire Craig Berube out of that. Toronto Blue Jays are in action right now. They split the series at a game apiece yesterday against the Rockies. Right now they have a 1-0 lead on the Rockies in the top of the 7th, I believe it is.
Just got out of the end.
Did they got out of it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're mid-7. Because I think the Rockies had a runner on 3rd.
First and third, yeah.
So got out of that. Kevin Gausman has been dealing today in Canada. Last game before they're playing here in Edmonton on June 1st. Took on Tunisia out in Toronto, a 0-0 draw in a house crowd full of Tunisians, unfortunately. The EST Afternoons question of the day. I didn't know how to word this properly, so bear with me on this one. Question for you both, though. Does it matter if the Oilers win the Pacific Division? Does that matter at all?
No.
Why not?
What would be the reasoning?
But they haven't won it since late 80s, I guess. Is there a value of the Oilers having any sort of focus in the remaining 7-8 games on attempting to try to win the Pacific Division?
So that would put them against the Predators,
7
right?
Games. No.
If they finish first,
they will get the Mammoth.
Sorry.
They'll get the Mammoth. Because unless somebody catches the Mammoth, the first of the Pacific will take on the top wildcard team. Because here's where I don't think it matters at all. I don't think it should be a focus at all. Like, obviously you want to go win your hockey games, but to me, the first and foremost is making sure the team is healthy, ready to go for the playoffs. So even later in the season, in a couple of weeks, they have to take on the Avs and then the Canucks for the last 2 games. If you're locked in, you can't finish below 2nd. I'm starting to rest guys. I don't care if there's a shot at getting the Pacific Division. The one thing that I got last year a lot from Oiler fans was, well, you want to have home ice throughout the playoffs. You want to have it in the Stanley Cup final. If they had home ice in the Stanley Cup final back in 2024, they would have won the Stanley Cup. Well, you had it last year and you didn't win the Stanley Cup.
And they didn't have it until the Stanley Cup final.
You're not going to get in the conference finals, likely.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, unless the Predators make their way through. There's a good chance you probably won't have it in the Stanley Cup finals again, unless there's some sort of, well, actually, no, it'd be almost impossible. The Oilers are worse than every team in the Eastern Conference. Does it really matter? What's the benefit outside of getting a banner?
And there's always been those discussions, right? Is it more advantageous to start on the road? I think we've had this discussion before too, Matty.
Yes.
Where I think that the team in the position, in the first place position, can defer. You probably want Game 7, of course, back at home, but whether you want to start on the road or start at home.
2-2-1-2. Mm-hmm. Switch the series up.
Yeah. I think just getting out on the road, no distractions, right? Just focusing in can kind of help. And then if you can split or come back with a little bit of lead back into your own building, your fans are jacked and stuff. And yeah, I would prefer to start on the road, to tell you the truth.
Max Bezzosu, Mammoth have less proven playoff performers than Vegas. Triple Crowd 99, Utah, easy out for the Oilers. Does the opponent matter?
Nothing's an easy out in the playoffs. I'll say that. But if you take those 5 teams right now and look at them, and this is
who's
just
that 5th team? You're saying?
Well, just wild cards and wherever they might land, right? Like, so the Pacific and the 2 wild card teams in there. The way that the Oilers have been playing these past 4 games, and they've played these teams too.
Yep.
If they can continue to play, if Ingram can continue to have his types of performances, I think they get to the conference final again.
Yeah, and if I'm the Oilers, I'm confident enough that I don't need to use up little extra energy the rest of this regular season, so I play Utah as opposed to Vegas.
Well,
I'm the Oilers. I know I'm good enough to beat either of those 2 teams.
Well, tell Nobla to get the lead, and so he can roll 4 lines. Right?
Right. And just because again, I'll look to the Avalanche game, second last game of the regular season. If there's a shot at first, but there's no dropping to third, I'm starting the rest. I'm starting the get ready for the playoffs. I'm not putting a little extra on the line for the possibility of grabbing the Pacific Division just because Utah might be easier than the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah,
I think you're confident enough in the Edmonton Oilers you're going to beat whoever. That the Golden Knights are in such a great spot even right now that who cares that John Tortorella is there? That's how scared they are, the Edmonton Oilers, that they have to make a coaching change because things are miserable out there.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. If you're going to tell me, is it home ice, like positioning? I think what the most important thing for the Oilers is to continue to play the way that they have been. That doesn't, and let the chips fall where they may at this point. I think I think that's their mindset too. They're not looking at standings or anything right now. They're pretty safe.
Oh, easily.
It would be a huge collapse to get caught by anyone. But I just think it's more about trying to find that style of play that's going to be successful in the playoffs. You can't tell me, and a lot of it, I'd say all of it. I don't care. Yeah, I do. I say all of it. Is Connor Ingram. He's been fantastic these last 3 games. Unbelievable. Some of the best goaltending the Edmonton Oilers have had in years. He makes everything look so easy and so simple. He made a couple leg saves yesterday. I was like, how did he even do that? And then to control the puck and put it where he wanted to, and it happened like that. Man, he's dialed, man. There was another goalie that was dialed, and the Oilers went on a pretty good run till he got hurt. A couple decades back here.
Let's not bring up old wounds.
Huh?
Let's not bring up old wounds.
Well, I wasn't going to talk about Italian soccer, but
I'm not talking about my wounds. I'm talking about our listeners' wounds there, but you have to go there too. He's Joaquin Gage. I'm Matt and Iwanyk. We're live in the William Huff studio on the west end of town. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of value clients, unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry experience and a desire to make every job the very best it can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Learn about the William Huff Advantage yourself by checking out their website, williamhuff.com, or giving them a shout, 780-454-4536. We'll continue in the River Cree Inbox at 780-218-9999 or in the Nasty Chat on the other side. We also got highlights, lowlights. We will dive into this Oilers 3-0 victory over the Seattle Kraken right coming up next here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, brought to you by Play Alberta. Here's Coob with the sports update.
The Oilers have signed 2024 seventh-round pick William Nickel to a 3-year entry-level contract. The 19-year-old has 15 goals, 26 points in 36 games played this season with the London Knights of the OHL. 3 games on today's NHL schedule. Kings hosting the Blues. LA 3 points ahead of St. Louis in the West, 1 point behind the Predators for the second wildcard spot with a game in hand on Nashville. From San Jose, the Ducks. Sharks drop the puck. Anaheim leading their division, 2 points up on the Oilers with it 1 game in hand. San Jose's on the outside, 2 points behind Nashville with a pair of catch-up games. Out east, the Jays, they're closing out their 3-gamer with the Rockies, 1-1 so far in their series. Top of the 8th, Jays leading 1-0. Elsewhere, the Astros, Red Sox are tied at 2 aside, bottom 4th inning. To the hardwood, Raptors, they tip off with the Kings. Toronto 6 in the Eastern Conference, dropping their last contest, while Sacramento's dead last in the West. Tip-off for that one goes at 6 o'clock. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc, they're the experts you need to know. More with Matty and Gage on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Jamie McLennan.
Evan Bouchard's not getting enough love because people just want to kick him in the junk about his defensive play. I get it. He's a polarizing guy. I think we focus so much on the negative of a player. There's no perfect player. The next perfect player that I meet will be the only one. And the most jarring thing for me was seeing him with his shirt off the other day.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The Blue Jays are back for their 50th season. Whether you're swinging for the fences or tackling backyard spring projects, get the space you need with Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of the Toronto Blue Jays. Try 4 weeks free today. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
It's a rezzed up reimagining, a cultural celebration, and a smash hit. River Cree Resort and Casino brings you Bear Grease the Musical. Don't miss this hilarious spin on the 70s classic, replacing T-Birds and Pink Ladies with a cast of characters that spotlight Indigenous language, music, and moves with a Broadway flair. Iconic numbers get a bold new spirit and the audience favorite, Bear Grease. April 26th in the venue at River Cree. Must be 18 plus. Get info and tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
Goodwill is
one shopper, finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket, a deal, one donor, letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant,
learning,
trying,
building skills,
building confidence,
building a future.
One purchase, one donation,
one job, one choice.
Goodwill is
the power of one, the power of one, the power of one, the power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
Hockey on one screen, basketball on the next, soccer in the corner. And yeah, we've got UFC too. There's a reason we have this many screens. Because no matter what you're watching, it deserves the big moment. We don't pick sides. We don't pick sports. We put it all on. Cold beers flying. Game day eats landing. And the crowd's louder than your group chat. If it's on here. The Canadian Brew House. Our house is your house.
We return here on EST Afternoons 121 here in Edmonton. Matty and Joaquin, Hernan and Salas alongside Joaquin Gage and Zachary Kubish. You're always here on EST Afternoons. 3 degrees right now in Edmonton. Tomorrow 0 with some snow, but then the weekend, Easter weekend, 7 on Friday, 9 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday. According to Environment Canada, the Toronto Blue Jays, spoiler alert, it's a tie ball game now. Gosman out. Nance has come in, and the Rockies, 1 run scored, runner on first, no outs. It is a 1-1 ball game in the top of the 8th. Portions of this hour of EST Afternoons is brought to you by Lamley's Workwear, built for the job, made with quality craftsmanship and designed for job protection with cowboy-worthy durability. Lamley's Workwear combines safety with all-day comfort, featuring brands like Ariat Work and Wrangler rigs designed to withstand tough conditions and deliver performance across every job site. Visit their website, lamleys.com/work, to see how Lamleys can make your workday better.
LAMMLES.
Whoa, I like that.
Oh. Jingles are always fun.
Well,
we could add
fun.
music. It's always fun.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, always welcome. Nasty chat, 780-218-9999. That is the River Cree Inbox. Let's get the highlights, lowlights. As the Oilers do defeat the Seattle Kraken 3-0 yesterday, a shutout, which it was a game, like there's no real lowlights to talk about. This game, it just felt the Oilers were in control. Like as soon as that second goal went in, it just felt like it was over.
I felt that after the, like during that second period where there was kind of a push from the Kraken, they had some good looks. And Ingram was just, again, man, he's a black hole. Like you can hear the pucks hit him, and it sounds like it's hitting. Remember those old? Maybe you're a little bit too young, but back in my day, Matty, we would the stunt guys. There was a TV show called Fall Guy with Lee Majors. He was a stunt man. Same thing that Ryan Gosling. They made a movie, but he would hit the jump out of a building and hit the big blow it up pillow or whatever, and there was this sound. It was like this thump. And every time the puck hits Ingram, I can hear it. It's like thump, like he's a big, huge airbag that just traps everything. There's no second opportunities. And the fact that they're all hitting him in the crest is just ridiculous. I know I'm kind of pumping his tires here, and it's not just because I'm a goalie. It's I haven't seen a guy play like this in a long time. I'll say it, the Oilers played well, right? They played really well, but they also, a lot of things got covered up on great goaltending from Connor Ingram. That's why he was first star. He probably should have a 2-game shutout streak going. The Ducks had to do something special to get a couple past him. But yeah, a lot of this success comes from great goaltending.
Here's where I'm impressed with Connor Ingram. And to add on to what you're saying, I know I was on with Hernan on Friday. I joined him, and then I know Reed was talking about he got the same text on his show maybe yesterday. There's a text out there that his numbers, Connor Ingram's, is the Jays just screwed up there.
Jesus.
You got to watch. Like they almost had caught a guy in a rundown, but messed up. Sorry for distracting there. That Ingram's numbers are similar to Skinner's before he left, but the numbers don't tell you the picture of when those goals were allowed. There was a moment in the first period. There was a turnover. I can't remember who it was, but there was a turnover at the blue line almost. It went the other way. Ingram made the save. Yeah. Reed looks at me and goes, it's been in the past years that goes in the back of the net. Mm-hmm. And that's the difference, is that when the Oilers make a mistake right now, they have the confidence knowing that it's not just going to end up in the back of their net. And as a goalie, he also knows that, they might make the mistake. I've got this.
Yeah.
And it just that in itself has allowed the team then to play a little more free, think a little bit less, than the team defense overall is playing better. I don't know what this all comes down to. I don't know if there's a part of this that goes to Paul Coffey or whatever, but there was one moment yesterday where it's just very clear. That is what Connor Ingram gives you. He doesn't allow that mistake always to go in, and that just helps the rest of the team. And that's all this team needs. They don't need Connor Ingram to be really Jordan Binnington of the year that the Blues went to win a cup and pull a 930, 940 save percentage. They just need a guy that's a little above average. And that's what you're getting with Connor Ingram, and that's why they were starting to win hockey games.
It's, the stats for Ingram, because you can count on your hands how many games you thought he didn't have his best stuff, right? And it's not that many. It doesn't fill up your hand. But like you said, Matty, it comes down to the feeling, and you've heard certain guys in the locker room talking about the subtle change in the thinking and how it is around the dressing room. It's this team, man. It's hilarious that it does seem like they flipped a switch, but maybe, just playing those Florida teams and seeing how they played the Oilers just kind of jogged the memory with this group and goes, oh, right, we have to play that style of hockey to be successful.
You played. I did not. Could there be something of also Leon is gone? And not saying they don't need Leon, but knowing that of the two guys, there's two guys you could always just defer to. Connor and Leon got it. Just having even one guy out forces everyone else to be like, well, it can't be just Connor. I got to step up. And it's the loss of Leon has forced some guys to step up and try to replace him.
I just can't believe you're running Leon Draisaitl out of town here, Matty. It's unbelievable. But no, this is two instances during the year where they've lost Leon and kind of got things together, right?
And in the past, when Connor's gone down the team, that you've seen players step up and Leon carries them. It's just the fact that both are together. It seems like the players, maybe the rest of the team gets a little lazy and goes, well, these other two are so great, they've got it. And when one's gone, it's like, well, okay, I guess now we ought to do our job. And how do you force them to keep doing their job when both are there?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see when Leon does return, how that looks like. Is it too big a crutch for the coaching staff to put them out there all the time?
Or is it that? Is it not even the players? It's just the coaching staff then uses as a crutch. Well, we've got these two guys. I don't want Mark Crawford's situation where I'm being told, wow, you didn't use those guys. You went down without using those guys.
So why, let me ask you a question. Why is it that Leon Draisaitl is out and now you are more consistent with ice time throughout your lineup? How has that happened?
Because you don't have the default easy option. That's what I kind of go to. That you don't have the default, well, things are down a little early. Put the two boys together and let's just ride them. This is, well, we can only use Connor so much out there. Yeah. And we need him ready and we need him a little fresh for later, but we need other guys playing because Connor could only play, 22, 23 a night throughout the regular season. You don't want to be pushing more than that.
Yeah.
Even if then is that a little high, that it forces you, whereas if Connor and Leon, even that, well, we could split them up for a period, put them together. I don't know. I think maybe it's a crutch that maybe the coaching staff has.
And what it does too is it gives responsibility for other guys throughout your lineup that feel more engaged, more part of the team, more responsibility. Yeah. Everyone wants love, coach love.
River Cree Inbox, Big Dave. One of the things Ingram mentioned is that he can see pucks now. And I noticed in the Ducks and Kraken game, especially since Nurse has been with Murphy, that the Oilers don't seem to be crowding the net and forcing teams further out when they're playing defense. I'd imagine it's a huge benefit for the goalie. But is this a decision by the guys on the ice, or is this coaching, or is it both?
I'd have to really kind of have a look. I don't know if he's Ingram does a pretty good job of battling, and one thing that I notice is the sign of a confident goaltender is when he's at the top of the crease and it looks like his view's obstructed. He gets down in that butterfly really quickly, and you can see it. He doesn't see it. Like, it goes by and then you see the head movement, right? But he puts himself in the best possible position for the puck to hit him. Instead of most goalies will sink back into the net trying to find it, right? So there's part of it. The Oilers are getting in the shooting lanes way more. I just remember the one, probably their best chance to score last night for the Kraken was when Eberle had it in the slot in the second period with tons of time, right? He had that one where, and even they mentioned on the broadcast, they couldn't remember when someone from the opposing team had that much time at that prime a location to shoot the puck. So that's another thing that the Oilers are doing well. They've got that, that 1.5, 2 second rule going where even when a guy does look like he has time to take a shot, he's got to do it quick. Like he can't look up or the Oilers are getting a stick or a leg or getting in the way of it, right? So.
Want to hear from Connor Ingram. Here's some of his comments from last night's. So we've kind of mixed it together because we'll talk a little bit before we head to break after Ingram's comments with Gene Principe, but then his post-game scrum in the locker room after the game as well.
Found ourselves in that spot with a lead there in the third period the last couple of games. I thought we did a great job of sticking with it today and did a better job of holding on. So I think that's a great way to play.
What did you think of your role in holding on to that lead and making sure that Seattle didn't score?
Did I really do anything?
Well, I think you made some stops, did you not?
I don't know. I saw them. I mean, they made my job pretty easy today, so I'll take it.
Well, you're being very kind in regards to your effort and your result, but it's been one heck of a season for you. You turned 29 today. Birthdays can be reflective. What would you say about where you are right now, not only in your career but in your life?
I'm getting old. Found a couple of gray hairs in my beard recently. Life comes at you fast, eh?
It does. And so how important is it to make sure that you handle it?
It's good. I mean, been through a lot in my life already. You know, I'm probably an old 29. I feel like at least. So, no, it's good, and just keep learning life lessons.
Did they sing happy birthday to you after the game?
No, thank God.
Cake?
No, not here. I think Sarah's got some cupcakes for me at home, though. Oh, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, what's your favorite cupcake?
I'm not much of a cupcake guy. I'm not an icing guy. Yeah, she brought home a cookie, and that's what I've been eyeing up all day. Yeah, a little mini egg cookie. Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm gonna get into it.
So, how are you feeling in there? You look pretty just comfortable, calm. Just keep building on everything you've been doing for the last couple months.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the more you play, the easier it's gonna get. I thought everybody in front of me did a great job today. You know, I didn't really have to do much back there. Maybe that bad bounce on the PK that kicks out to the slot, but other than that, I thought everybody in front of me made my job really easy.
I wanted to ask you about that shot. It pops up, and you just seemed to look very confident, came out challenge, blocker save, kind of made it look a lot easier than maybe it was. Is that just when you're in a zone, everything, you feel very confident just to move, even on a broken play?
Yeah, Tolvi and I played together in Nashville and Milwaukee for a long time, so I've seen that shot several times before, which, you know, might give you a head up. I didn't know where it was going, but I've seen that guy shoot a puck a lot, so I think that was a big advantage for me. And then I was able to take a huge step out because I knew I had help coming, and at that point it's just one-on-one. You got to win that.
I know you're primarily focused on your game, but you're sitting there watching, and this group seems to have really kind of dialed things in detail-wise defensively. As the goaltender, what little things are you noticing that they're taking care of that maybe were a little looser before?
That's a good question. I try to stay in my own little paint down there. But no, I think, you know, a lot of pucks don't even get to me anymore. And then when they do, I think there's bodies and guys around helping out. And I think it's just the little things. You know, we put an emphasis on it coming back, and now it's just doing it. So I'm not a X's and O's guy that will give you a good answer for that. But, I mean, for me, it seems like it's going well.
Do you agree with the assessment from Ingram that he didn't have much to do?
No, he had tons to do. He's very modest there. Okay. That was a great performance. Yeah, when things are going well, it might feel like he didn't have to do much, but there was a lot of things in his game that I was like, wow, that's impressive. And he mentions this is, I think it was Rashog actually saying this, typical from a former guy that played out, that all this stuff has come from Ingram playing well, the confidence. Like now you see the defenders doing things because they have confidence, like you said, Matty, in their goaltender to stop the puck. They're all 2 feet taller and 10 pounds heavier and 5 kilometers quicker, right? That's it. It breeds from the goalie out, and they are playing a way different game. And there's other points to it, but I give the majority of the reason that we've seen this turnaround is the play of the goaltender. He's been really, really, really good.
Oilers back in action tomorrow. The Chicago Blackhawks come to town. Tommy will have the GCL Diesel Oil Stream Excuse me. Post-game, she's got a little bit of hiccups there. Post-game show for you tomorrow right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. When we come back, we've got Hernan's World for Edmonton Garrison. In the second hour of the show, Terry Koshin will stop by the Toronto Suns as the Oilers are feeling good about themselves of getting red hot. The Toronto Maple Leafs are just a mess and a disaster. Terry Koshin from the Toronto Sun will stop by just after 2 o'clock. He's Joaquin Gage. I'm Matt Iwanyk. We'll get to a Coupe Sports update, and then it's Hernan's World on the other side right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. This is EST Afternoons.
The Oilers have signed 2024 7th-round pick William Nickel to a 3-year entry-level contract. The 19-year-old with 15 goals, 26 points in 32 games played this season with the London Knights of the OHL. 3 games in the NHL today. Kings hosting the Blues. LA 3 points ahead of St. Louis in the West. 1 point behind the Predators for the second wildcard spot with a game in hand on Nashville. From California, San Jose, the Ducks. They face off in San Jose. Anaheim leading the division 2 points up on the Oilers, 1 game in hand. San Jose's on the outside, 2 points behind Nashville with a pair of catch-up games. Out east, the Jays are closing out their 3-gamer with the Rockies. 1-1 so far in the series. Bottom 8th inning, tied. 1 aside. 1 out there for Toronto. Kazuma Okamoto at bat. And after suffering an ACL sprain last night, Cody Ponce set to consult a surgeon next week to see if surgery is needed to repair his injury. To the hardwood, the Raptors, they tip off with the Kings. Toronto 6th in the Eastern Conference, dropping their last contest. Sacramento dead last in the West. Tip-off goes at 6 o'clock. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, whether it's a one-time donation or a monthly contribution. Every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at capitalcarefoundation.net. Hernan's World up next here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The EST Hangout.
I'm not shocked that he's fired. I'm just surprised that, and especially yesterday where there was this attention around this game, that you dropped that right before the game. But they're going for a full reset coming up here, and it'll be fascinating to see what they do. And they try to trade Austin Matthews.
Is Mitch Marner just laughing? Poolside, just laughing right now?
I'm away from that mess.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Back here on EST Afternoons, right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. Matty and Iwanyk, Joaquin Gage, alongside Zachary Kubish with you here. We just saw the ABS be used. Did it go in the Jays' favor?
Yeah.
Did they challenge?
Yeah.
So they got the ball instead of the strike. We have actually that's worked so perfect for what's coming up in part of our discussion to come here on Hernan's World. Your thoughts, welcome. 780-218-9999. That is the River Cree Inbox. You can jump in to the nasty chat. A reminder, Terry Koshin of the Toronto Sun. He's going to join us in about 18 minutes time to talk some Toronto Maple Leafs and the disaster that is the Leafs right now. And then 240 Squirt, let's do a parlay for Play Alberta. Let's get to Hernan's World for Edmonton Garrison Golf.
Viva la raza! Latino Heat.
Shake off the rust. Get ready for golf season at the Garrison. Today is your last day for this. Buy your membership in full before March 31st or set up a payment plan before today, and you could score an early bird gift. Choose 4 green fee passes for family or friends, 2 green fees plus range balls, or 20 large buckets on the range. Bring your crew, groove your swing, start the season strong. This ends today. No, that ended yesterday. Today's April 1st. That was March 31st. I'm writing something completely wrong. Early bird is over. I said to guys in the break, this ends today. No, it's March 31st. Okay, egmgolf.com for more information. Not on that, but when it's golf season, which is coming up very soon, connect with Matt and the crew over at Edmonton Garrison. You can still pay and buy your membership in full. Just early, you missed out on the early bird gifts. Hernan's World. Okay, I added a second one quickly here. Okay. Just because while you had the Blue Jays game on, which is 1-1, going to the 9th now?
Yeah.
There was the ad. Today it comes out. I'm getting my days wrong. Today is April 1st, which means this new Super Mario movie comes out.
Oh, is it today?
Yeah, there it is. The ad's right there. Your favorite Mario character world? Mario World character.
Mario World character.
Like of them from the Mario universe, who's your favorite character?
It's got to be Mario, isn't it?
Yoshi. It's mine.
You like Yoshi?
Yoshi's the best. Yoshi's the GOAT. And now Yoshi's in this movie.
I think I used Yoshi more than any other character on Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I thought somehow he was faster.
Is usually.
And
Toad and Peach, they all had it was weight distribution.
Yeah.
It gave a little extra speed.
Yeah.
I don't mind Toad. I always use Toad in Mario.
Toad was yours?
Yeah. And in the movie, they made him look really cute.
They had
the original one.
Yeah, he's an awesome one in the movie.
Yeah, he's he might be the best.
So you're Toad
in that movie. I'm gonna go with
not
Toad.
just the movie, but just in general, the whole universe.
Why not? I mean, it's easy
Toad
to pick the big guys, right?
You've got Mario.
I got Mario.
I always thought Wario and Waluigi were pretty funny.
Yeah.
I always wanted to go as Wario for Halloween. His mustache, isn't it just like electric looking?
83 and under has Bowser, Jeremy, Yoshi for the win. Mex Bezzosa, Yoshi, and Peach have the fast accelerate. Wario's coming in. Okay, a quick question.
What's the story of Wario?
I don't know I don't know the full details.
Yeah, they're like their alter egos.
Yoshi or Donkey Kong?
Yoshi or Donkey Kong?
Yeah.
It's got to be Yoshi.
I go Donkey Kong.
Undying loyalty.
Thank you, Coop.
Even though
I used to get into this with Warren Barris. We still get into fights over this.
But I remember as a kid going to arcades.
The original one?
And playing Donkey Kong. So
Yoshi is the best. Okay, my real Hernan's World.
Okay.
And it's great because we just saw an ABS being used in the last at-bat for the Toronto Blue Jays. I don't know how much you guys have been watching baseball since the start of the season, but I've been following actually more baseball to start the season than I've had in years.
Yep.
And watching this ABS system take place, has been awesome. It doesn't take away from the game. It's just quick tap on the head. You get the calls. We figure out early. We're seeing a lot more reversals that I feel than stands, which is great. We're correcting calls. So that leads me, if you could make one change in any sport to replay, you could add it to a sport. You could make an adjustment to a sport. If you could make one adjustment or change to replay in sports, what would it be?
Mine is...
And it can also be in general, like, because mine's in general.
I've been watching a lot of Black Mirror stuff, so a lot of it's technology kind of things. But I don't know how you can't get some technology in a puck that once it crosses the line, it's a goal. Where it's in the goalie's equipment, wherever. The net should light up red or something like that.
You want goal line technology.
I want
that there's no question.
Right away.
That
you
whole puck, if the topography's off, it doesn't matter. You know it's fully across the line.
It is so good you won't even need a camera on the net. You'll have it on the net to see it, obviously, but not for the reason to see if it's a goal or not.
Yeah, I like that one. It'd also be cool if like the post lit up. Every time the puck fully crosses the line, they light up. Oh, goal!
Yeah, like or the mesh in the back just goes red and starts.
That'd be so cool.
Like you can't tell me you can't put LED lights in there or something.
Something that's connected to it that just all of a sudden start flashing.
Damn right.
That'd be a solid one because they already have the microchip in the puck.
They have a chip in it, and you know how big that puck is, and you could probably there's got to be something out there that you could figure this out.
Yeah,
spend the money on it.
I'm sure if they're not they must be testing something like that, but it would take a lot of money, no doubt. I'm sure we'd see something like that in the next 10 or so years. I wouldn't be fully shocked in that. One thing that I'm kind of shocked about is there's no time limit in any of those instant replays. So you see an offside call. They take 5 minutes to try and decide it. You slow down the game. You slow down everything on both sides of the ice, whether it's right or wrong, to try and decide if it's onside by an inch or whatever. There has to be a time limit. If you can't see it fully, you have to know within, let's say, a minute and a half. You have to make your decision, even if it's the wrong one. The officials have to be confident in their choice. So I'm just going to say in the NHL and wherever else, there has to be a time limit using instant replay.
That one has come in. Baptized Big U. Time limit for offside to the time of a goal. Time limit for an offside to the time of a goal in the NHL. I actually do like that.
Ooh,
yeah, 30 seconds if you're holding the zone.
Then it's at some point, okay, then maybe you got in improperly, but get the puck out.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
It's been long enough.
How long?
I think 30 seconds is a good time.
30? I was going to go longer, actually.
I think 30 seconds is plenty of time to just play better defense and get that puck out of the zone.
Yeah.
At some point, it's like you could bump into a goalie and they get time. If they have time to reset, there's no more goaltender interference. There has to be a similar thing here. Yeah, that might have been offside. They got in, though. But now at some point, play some defense, get the puck out of the zone.
I would go a minute just to mitigate power play goals being called back.
Yeah, but how often do we see the cycles that happen for a minute? That's a long time.
You would in a power play situation, though, a lot. Like the other team has possession for a good period of time.
See, and I think in that time, like if you think, I would say you have to challenge in that moment. Like you got 30 seconds to challenge him. Like that's where you get a flag, you throw it on the ice.
Oh, yeah.
It's not you can't challenge anymore, but you have 30 seconds to get your video people to take a look or something.
Use your timeout for it then.
But the play's on.
Yeah, the rest should be going back and going, let's play. Like
no, but for me, it's the play's still going on. You have 30 seconds. If the play's still going on, you could throw a flag to stop the game and go, well, we want that offside reviewed.
Instead of waiting the minute and then if they score, well, see, at this point, I agree with that too.
Yeah, okay.
The one thing I want, because I do like the time, I do agree with the time. I don't like the slow-mo replays. I think they should only be able to review it at maybe 0.75 speed. I understand at times we do need to have it slowed down just slightly, but going frame by frame, no, get rid of that. We have to, you press play, it plays, you get it at 0.75 speed. If you can't definitively be like, that's offside, that's goaltender interference, that's whatever, pass interference, whatever. No, then the play stands on the ice.
Because everything looks like a hit,
Yes.
Certain plays, they look way worse in super slow-mo, right? They go, oh, that's awful, but it happens so fast, right? Yeah, I agree with you there, man.
Ryan the Pine, and this isn't rule changes to the game. This is to replays. How are we changing replays in a way? Not so icing the puck on a PK. That's a rule change. This is for specific replays. How would you adjust or improve replays in sports? So, and then that's, I would go to, you sit there, you have quick speed, not full game speed, but close enough. And look, there's going to be mistakes then that are going to happen. We're going to find we're going to slow it down as fans and media, but that's okay because players make mistakes, coaches make mistakes. The refs are going to make mistakes, and we've got to live with human error, I think, a little bit. Otherwise, everything has to be perfect, and it's not.
I do like the you can't ice the puck on a PK, though. I shouldn't, but it comes back, it's icing, keep going. A lot more power play goals, probably.
Guys would be exhausted, maybe.
That'd be terrible if you're a penalty killer.
They're going to be learning that perfect touch to just get it down the ice.
We'll hire more curlers.
They'll be
Yeah,
learning
exactly. Yeah, be a perfect curl down the ice.
Well, the Hoff comes in and K's 3 guys, sits them down. Bottom of the ninth coming
out. How full it is in Toronto.
I think they've embraced their team, and the Leafs suck.
We need more matinees in sports.
I think all baseball games should be matinees.
Somebody I saw on Twitter couple days ago said Major League Baseball should have a matinee game every single day.
Yeah.
There should be at least one matinee game every single day. And I actually like that. This is nice. Like, I'm not a Jays guy, but it's nice just having a baseball game on while we're doing this show.
It's awesome.
It's great during the Olympics.
Yeah.
There you go. That was Hernan's World for the Edmonton Garrison, which doesn't have early bird anymore. Next time, Matt, read a little closer and figure out what day it is. Big Dave in the River Cree Inbox. I would add a blue line video official in the NHL who reviews in real time when the puck crosses the blue line and stops play if it is offside. The only issue I have with offside reviews and all that, it just always takes away a goal. We never add goals. We never go back like, oh, no, that was actually onside. Should have counted or whatever.
Why do we need 2 refs, too? Or 2 linesmen? You only need 1 linesman.
Do you? Oh, there's 2 lines.
Huh?
There's 2 lines.
I don't know. There's too many refs on the ice.
If I take one ref, throw him upstairs, put a headset on, have him on communication. I make him a eye in the sky type thing that's watching the game from above.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
One on the ice, one up high, 2 linesmen. You're good to go. We used to play hockey all the time with 1 ref.
Yeah.
Can't remember when that changed. Yeah.
But that was good. That was part of the game. That's when you got the slash in the back of the legs, right?
This is EST Afternoons. Reminder, 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Inbox. Tap 25 restaurant, $18.99 prime rib special available 7 days a week from 11:30 a.m. till 11 p.m. Available for dine and takeout, not available on show nights. On the other side of the break, it'll be hour 2 of EST Afternoons. Terry Koshin of the Toronto Sun will stop by. We have the Screw It, Let's Do a Parlay and some open text time. Not open line time. That's just for the morning show. If you missed it today, great open line time. We got open text time, an open segment coming up here on EST Afternoons. He's Joaquin Gage. We have Zachary Kubish. I'm Iwanyk. You're listening to Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. Talking with Terry Koshin of the Toronto Sun next here on EST.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
If you just look at great individual stories for this season, I think you'd put Ingram up there, and then I think you'd put Savoy up there, especially over the last couple of months. But Savoy and Podkolzin would have been, can they find a role, or can they become a true, reliable NHL player? And the answer is pointing very strongly yes for both, which is pretty good.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
It's a rezzed up reimagining, a cultural celebration, and a smash hit. River Cree Resort and Casino brings you Bear Grease the Musical. Don't miss this hilarious spin on the 70s classic, replacing T-Birds and Pink Ladies with a cast of characters that spotlight Indigenous language, music, and moves with a Broadway flair. Iconic numbers get a bold new spirit and the audience favorite, Bear Grease. April 26th in the venue at River Cree. Must be 18 plus. Get info and tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. Had a good day? It's time for happy hour. Bad day? Oof, happy hour. Boss said great job? Happy hour. Boss said let's circle back? Ugh, definitely happy hour. Got a promotion? Happy hour. Spilled coffee on your shirt 5 minutes after getting dressed? Ugh, happy hour. So whether you're celebrating or recovering, our happy hour starts at just $3.99. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
Love the thrill of competition, but prefer to keep it classy?
Well, it's as classy as you can get when Dustin Nielsen is the host.
Join us April 14th at Bell and Scona for Edmonton Sports Talk Bid for Kids, presented by GS Construction.
A night filled with special guests, auctions, and a ton of prizes in support of Kids Bar.
No whistles, no play clock,
just a room full of generous hearts.
EST's Bid for Kids. Get your tickets at kidsportbidsforkids.com.
Use promo code ESTBIDS for 10% off.
The Oilers have signed 19-year-old William Nickel to a 3-year entry-level contract. The 2024 7th-round pick has 15 goals, 26 points, and 32 games played this season with the London Knights of the OHL. Trio of games in today's NHL slate. Kings hosting the Blues, LA 3 points ahead of St. Louis in the West, 1 game behind the Predators for the second wild card spot with a game in hand on Nashville. From San Jose, the Ducks, Sharks drop the puck. Anaheim leading the division 2 points up on the Oilers, 1 game in hand on Edmonton. San Jose's on the outside 2 points behind Nashville with a pair of catch-up games. Out east, the Jays, Rockies, Game 3, closing out their series tied 1 aside, bottom 9th, 2 outs for the Jays at bat. And after suffering an ACL sprain last night, Cody Ponce is set to consult a surgeon next week to see if surgery is needed to repair his injury. To the hardwood, Raptors tipping off with the Kings. That game goes at 6 o'clock. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your Sports Update. Hour 2 of EST Afternoon starts right now.
Back live here on EST Afternoons. Matty and Iwanyk, Joaquin Gage, Zachary Kubish. This is the second hour of EST Afternoons. Reminder, coming up 3 to 6, it is the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Happy birthday to our very own Reed Wilkins. It is birthday today. We'll also have Crush Performance on our audio streams coming up at 6 o'clock. Terry Koshan will be joining us from the Toronto Sun shortly to talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs and everything that's going on there. We're talking about the ABS system. 54% of challenges this year have been overturned. There have been 286 attempts, 155 overturned, 131 confirmed. Batters are 49% getting their calls overturned. Fielders, which I guess would be the pitchers, is 59%.
Catchers, right?
Catchers and pitchers, I guess that's. And we're looking at yesterday's. We found the website. You're just looking at yesterday's calls. It's been fun as I don't know. There's going to be wrong calls. And we're able to correct them. But I thought it was higher than 54%. The games I've been watching, they've been a lot higher. Who's the worst at this right now? The Washington Nationals, 3 challenges. They've only got 1 right. They've gone 3 wrong. They're right near the bottom when it comes to all this. The Yankees, 8-2. There's a Yankee bias, I'm telling you. They're proving it. They're proving it, Gager. We're live in the William Huff studio. Visit their website, williamhuff.com. Give them the show at 780-454-4536 to learn what the William Huff advantage is. The Oilers, they've won their first four-game winning streak. Yesterday got that done. Team out east. This week, a little bit of different right now when it comes to the Toronto Maple Leafs. They fired their general manager, Brad Treliving. Keith Apelli, who's the president of Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, he had a press conference yesterday, which I know out in the Toronto market, some eyebrows were raised with that. To help us talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs and what's going on with them, Terry Koshan of the Toronto Sun joins us. Terry, we greatly appreciate the time. Thank you for joining us. You're with Matty and Joaquin and Joaquin Gage. I'll start with, what was your reaction to the press conference yesterday with Keith Apelli?
Well, I would have liked to have challenged it. No, just kidding. And probably would have won. You know what? There was a lot of. Listen, when these things happen, when the president of the whole thing speaks MLSC, and this happens across the board, I get that. Usually walk out of there with more questions than answers than what you might have had going in, and I don't think yesterday was any different. You know, we kind of have an idea of what he wants in the person running the team. Data-centric, as they kept saying, but is that one hire? Is it two hires? Is there a president of hockey ops? Is there a GM? None of that's clear after yesterday. And, you know, quite frankly, there were some bizarre things that he said. You know, among them, we didn't see the Buffalo and Montreal train coming. I would imagine that Brad Treliving would have a real problem with that statement because I don't think that the front office thought that way. You know, Pelly threw his weight behind the core, which he kept calling the foundational pieces, which, as we know, has done nothing of consequence in 9 or 10 years here. So, you know, a lot of questions going forward. When is this done? They want to get somebody in place by well before, I think, the combine in Buffalo. It starts May 31st for the draft. So, of course, you want a guy in by then or two so you can properly prepare for the draft and free agency. But, you know, if Pelly thinks this is going to be a quick fix, he's wrong. It's just not going to be. The Leafs don't have the assets to turn this around quickly, and it's just not a team right now that has much reason to feel good about itself. But yeah, not a lot of clarity out of yesterday in my mind.
Masai Ujiri was parted ways from, you know, and part of that was that, you know, Keith Pelly, it came out, or maybe I misunderstood it at the time, but that he didn't believe that much in team presidents overseeing MLSE, that they could report to him. But then yesterday we're hearing maybe there'll be a president with a GM. Like, why the change? And do you think there will go, or is it president will be the GM, or is they going to be separate? Like, how do you see that all playing out now?
That's just it. The clarity is not there on that, and I don't think that Pelly knows right now. You know, I think they'll go through the interview process and make that decision once that's finished. But in my mind, listen, we can argue about what Brandon Shanahan did as team president, right? He gets let go a year ago. There are definitely changes moving forward, like bringing things forward here in his time as president. But the fact is, the Leafs won 2 playoff rounds, so he gets shown the door a year ago. You need a person in that position as team president. Period. I don't think you need a president of hockey ops if you have a GM and president. You need that buffer, I think, between the general manager and the Pelly position. But we'll see if there is a person in that spot once this is all said and done. But again, you know, it would have been much. There would have been much, you know, fewer questions, I guess, had Pelly come out and said yesterday and said, yes, we're going to hire a president, and yes, you know, that person then will have a say in hiring a general manager or director of hockey operations, whatever you want to call that person. But we just don't know right now. We think there are going to be multiple hires, but we can't say for certainty how it all comes out in the wash because I don't think Pelly knows himself.
I know you, like you said, you can't say for certain, Terry, but the fact that they were talking about the analytics side and glowingly about the Hurricanes is what struck me the most. Do you find that they might just go try to full Moneyball next season and try to manufacture runs with the Toronto Maple Leafs? It just doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't to me either. And, you know, so then you go down the line of experience and how much experience are you looking for in that person? Well, in Carolina, Eric Tulsky didn't have it as a general manager per se, but obviously the data centric analytic background, and Carolina hasn't won yet with him in place. Doesn't mean they're not going to, but that hasn't happened for them. So, if that's the case, do you then not necessarily go down, get that experience in people like Doug Armstrong, for example, who's been around it forever and might not lean as far that way as someone who is younger is, like a Kyle Dubas type, who did, and, is now doing similar things in Pittsburgh with the Penguins. So, I still think there has to be a blend of that to have the best team going forward. But like I said, a lot of these people that have the experience don't necessarily have that in their resume. But we'll see. I don't think it can be all one way or the other. You have to have a good mix of it. But perhaps Pelly thinks differently, and it will be more of a data centric look once they get somebody in that position.
Terry, you mentioned earlier how the cupboards are quite bare with the Toronto Maple Leafs right now. Whoever is the new GM that comes in, does he have to have a discussion to the core three, I guess it would be now, and even some of the other personnel about that anchor beside their names with no trade movements, to possibly one of these guys could be on the move to try the rebuild on the fly, so to speak?
Yeah, well, if that's the case, he's going to have to change the mind of Pelly, because Pelly's adamant that these foundational pieces are good enough for him going forward. And like he said yesterday, what we have to do now is surround. One of the things he said too that was confusing: surround them with culture. Well, in my mind, in the minds of most people, your top players set that tone, and they haven't done that here, right? So the supporting cast, I mean, the thing that's been the constant here in the Matthews era is the core. I know Marner departed last year, so you chip away at it there, but Riley, Matthews, Tavares since 2018, Willie Nylander, since Mouse and Matthews' rookie season. Treliving's now the third general manager that's come and gone after Lou Lamoriello and Kyle Dubas. There have been two coaches, Mike Babcock and Sheldon Keefe, who have been shown the door. There's a very good chance that a third, when Craig Berube, will be gone too. So, if from the way Pelly said yesterday, like, he's happy with it. So I don't know how far down the road you can go if you're a new GM and trying to convince some of these players to leave, if that's what you want to do. But I think you have to explore that avenue for sure.
I know for people in Edmonton, they never like the conversations around, Connor McDavid, will he stay, will he go type things. But now that's going to happen with Austin Matthews a bit, just partly because of the contract. And now this situation's happening. And to your point, I've seen some reports that a lot of GMs that would be interested in his job, they want the rebuild. They don't want to try to salvage this as much. What is the appetite, I guess, in the market for maybe moving on from an Austin Matthews? Would the market be okay with that? Or is this everything else kind of gets, thrown away and moved on from, and you're building around Austin Matthews in a rebuild?
Well, I guess if you're going to build around Austin Matthews, and we can argue whether that's even the right way to go or discuss it for sure, then he's got to be committed to beyond the 2 years now that he has. And right now that can only be verbally, right? And beyond the summer of 2028, sorry. So I don't know. The market right now, what is the market? I think the market just says, look, we're fed up with it, although we've been fed up for years. I mean, this isn't being fed up as a Toronto Maple Leafs fan is absolutely nothing new. So get to a winner. Please show us something that goes beyond what we've seen here for the past 9 years, which is two playoff rounds that have been won. And, if that's a change with Nylander, Matthews, Morgan Riley, I think there's an appetite there for that. For I think Riley's got 4 years left after this one, to see if he would waive his no move. So I would think that a lot of those things would be on the table for the fan base, but they've seen this group too, and how it hasn't been able to push it past the final hurdle. And not even that. I mean, look at the Oilers, right? Get to the Cup final the last 2 years, and you do lose twice, but there's still, in my mind, there should be a lot more hope there for what they're capable of doing. And obviously they're going to get back to the playoffs this year. So, compared to what's going on here in Toronto, the Leafs haven't even been to the third round, let alone anything else. So, yeah, there's in the market. I think I don't know that it would be split 50-50, but there's certainly be an appetite to see it all change. But I don't think there's really an enthusiasm here too in the fan base to look at it and go, okay, well, now we're going to be 3 or 4 years from fully competing again. So it's moving target, if you want to call it that, whatever you want to say, blurry. It's all of those things, but I just think people are fed up right now with this group, and we saw a lot of frustration come out a few weeks ago when no one came to the defense of Austin Matthews following the Radko Gudas hit, right, guys? And we talk about culture and everything. In my mind, if you have that proper culture, there's not a hesitation of any of the 4 players on the ice to go after Gudas in that instance. And not only there wasn't hesitation, there was little interest at all.
What do you think of the response, though, Terry? I know it was a lot of people were saying a little too late, but kind of, Max obviously.
You mean
this week?
This week,
yeah. This week. Okay. This week, look, everybody knows the response is coming this week. And it just, obviously a bit of luck that the Leafs still have that game on their calendar this late in the season with the Western Conference opponent. But this trip out to California is a lot later than it usually is. Thought it was fine. Gudas knows it's coming, and he does have the reputation. Hadn't been suspended in 7 years, but we know what the reputation is. And I think when we returned in Vancouver last week, there was genuine remorse, I thought, on his part for the hit. Whether we believe that it wasn't intentional or not. That was genuine in his part, and the guy played injured to get this done and over with, and he and Domi fight right away. Good response on the part of the Leafs. I liked it. I don't know if you have to keep going after the guy. I think the point is made. He clearly wasn't fighting back, and I was surprised. I think some other people were, that once that fight was done with Domi 3 seconds in, that he wasn't out of the game right away. But having Gudas, but overall though, there were things made, guys, in the market here. The Leafs having a little more moxie and spunk in their game physically after this Matthews thing. But for me, the fact that it didn't happen right away in the moment tells you more than anything that has come since.
Terry, greatly appreciate the insight and your thoughts and everything that's gone down with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Will do. Thanks for having me, guys. Good to talk to you.
Thanks for the time. Terry Cochan from Toronto Sun, long time covering that team. Does a great job out there. And then a solid insight. Really appreciate that. He joined us in the Oil Country Towing Hotline, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or snowstorm, they work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Give them a call, 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. Are the Maple Leafs an attractive job?
Oh.
You're a GM. Is that an attractive job?
Yes.
Is it because of the market? If you win in Toronto, you've won in Toronto.
It's because when you reach that level, I think there's a certain part of you that's so confident that you believe that you're the difference maker, and you have to think that way to be at that level. I think you can't be going, "Ooh, you know what? I'll have to deal with this every day." I don't want to do that. That's not a sign of a true winner, I don't think.
Which job would you take is it the Leafs or the Canucks? Because the Canucks have assets. The Canucks have some pieces. They have draft picks. They have some prospects in the pool. There's something that you could see the rebuild. Okay, here's the start of said rebuild.
Okay.
With the Leafs, Terry mentioned there are no assets really. Yeah. Like there's no first round pick. There's a couple things that you don't have now, but you do have Austin Matthews, who is a generational goal scorer. You do have William Nylander, who still is a really good player. Pressure is a little bit more in Toronto than Vancouver. It's not Vancouver has no pressure.
No,
but Toronto is going to be a little greater. But Toronto's also the iconic franchise. You win, you'd be unbelievably god out there. Which one would be better if you're more attractive for a GM? If going
for me,
yeah.
It'd be Vancouver.
Is that because it's home?
Yes.
Okay.
Get the gang back together in the mean streets of Kitsilano,
It's fascinating. It's not an outright from Terry there that the fan base is just immediately, no, Matthews has to stay.
Well,
right. The fact that you're not, that's not the message from fans. That's interesting.
I think what you saw, though, with the departure of Marner was Matthews needs a player like that to play with. And that's
would you not rather try to go find that player as opposed to we're going to get rid of Matthews?
Yes.
But the fact that a fan base out there has this generational goal scorer, like he is a great player. He's not Connor. He's not Leon. Let's put that conversation to the side. He's still a really good goal scorer in this game. The fact that there's a portion of the fan base out in Toronto that's saying, time to move on.
It would be
that's fascinating.
Like that would be the biggest blunder, one of the biggest blunders in sports. A was letting Marner go. Not they traded and they thought they
should have done it a year prior.
But you still got to. This is where the analytics comes in. How are you going to replace the 100 regular season points from that player? Where are you going to get that from? Okay, that's what you have to do, and they didn't do that. Maybe they thought, okay, we get 30-30. 20, and maybe we're a wild card team, but we're better suited for when game one of the playoffs start, right? I think there is a construction of a team that is built for the regular season, and there's one that's built for the playoffs. And because you play that playoff style, that's just so difficult to do for 82 games. But once you get into the mano a mano of a 7-game series, that's where that style of play really resonates into wins.
It's wild. This era of Leafs hockey's over. They're going to have to transition, and this one only results in 2 playoff victories, as he's mentioned. If the Oilers were to end it today, much greater success out here. Even though they didn't win in the end, much greater success. But the Oilers' window is not done. Whereas
it's funny,
the Leafs it needs a if it's going to open up again, it's going to take a little bit of work. But this one's closed.
The two things, the things that are quite humorous to me now is the talks of Connor going to Toronto it's crickets now. Because why would you go there?
I saw one of those. Do you want to know what I saw today?
Oh, I saw Austin Matthews in a. Did you see the Austin Matthews one?
No.
In an Oilers uniform with Connor skating in behind him?
No, but there's been a lot of Leafs that have come here. Tyson Barrie, Zach Hyman, Jack Campbell. Who am I missing?
Cody Ceci. There's some other ones. But how many came direct? Those 3 came direct. Jack Campbell, Zach Hyman, Tyson Barrie. There's got to be one more I'm missing. Even if not, that's 3. But no, somebody was like, well, Jeff Jackson was an assistant GM in Toronto before. Can you convince him to come here? And then he'd convince Connor to come here.
I think he spends a lot of time still in Toronto during the year too, right?
I'll just say, if Connor were to leave, if we're going to go there, he ain't playing in Canada.
No, I don't think so.
Unless he's going to Montreal. He's going to want to go somewhere. He's going to want to go somewhere he could win. That's not Toronto.
No.
Sadly, if we're talking about in 2 years from now, he chooses, he's done with the Edmonton Oilers.
What Canadian team would be his choice?
Montreal would be the next Canadian choice.
Easily.
And if not, it's in the States.
Yeah.
It's not here. It's not. Why would you want to go to Toronto? It's the same. Darnell Nurse. Why would Darnell Nurse ever want to be traded to Toronto?
No.
You've already dealt with this. You don't want to do that anymore. I'm at Iwanyk in for Hernan Salas, who is ill today. Hernan might be ill tomorrow, but he has tomorrow booked off. He also has next Monday and Tuesday booked off. So you're stuck with me for a few more shows alongside Joaquin Gage, Zachary Kubish along for the ride as well. When we come back, we'll get into the River Cree Inbox at 780-218-9999. Score, let's do a parlay coming up later this hour as well. Here's Kub with the Sports Update. You're tuned into EST Afternoons right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for sports.
The Oilers have signed 2024 7th-round pick William Nickel to a 3-year entry-level contract. The 19-year-old with 15 goals, 26 points in 32 games played this season with the London Knights in the OHL. 3 games on today's NHL slate. Kings hosting the Blues. LA 3 points ahead of St. Louis in the West, 1 point behind the Predators for the second wildcard spot with a game in hand on Nashville. And from San Jose, the Ducks Sharks drop the puck. Anaheim leading the division, 2 points up on the Oilers with a game in hand. San Jose's on the outside, 2 points behind Nashville with a pair of catch-up games. In extra innings, Toronto trailing Colorado 2-1. We're just wrapping up end of the 10th. Jays falling. Colorado taking that series 2-1 against the Jays. Other action around the majors, bottom 6. Cubs up 5-2 on the Angels while entering the 8th. The Mets and Cardinals are knotted at 1 aside. To the hardwood, 9 games go down. Toronto hosting Sacramento at 6 o'clock. Elsewhere, New York and Memphis battle while the Spurs and Warriors meet for the nightcap at 8 o'clock. More with Matty and Joaquin Gage on the other side of the break here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Worksite ready, Western tough. Lamley's Workwear is calling all tradespeople, oil and gas crews, construction workers, farmers, and hard-working Canadians. Built for the job with quality craftsmanship, job site protection, and cowboy-worthy durability. Trusted brands like Airy at Work and Wrangler Rigs, designed for performance and all-day comfort on the toughest sites. No matter the season, Lamley's has the workwear you need. Shop the full range now at lamleys.com/work.
LAMMLES. When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
Goodwill is
one shopper, finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket, a deal, one donor, letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant,
learning,
trying,
building skills,
building confidence,
building a future.
One purchase, one donation,
one job, one choice.
Goodwill is
the power of one, the power of one, the power of one, the power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
It's a rezzed up reimagining, a cultural celebration, and a smash hit. River Cree Resort and Casino brings you Bear Grease the Musical. Don't miss this hilarious spin on the 70s classic, replacing T-Birds and Pink Ladies with a cast of characters that spotlight Indigenous language, music, and moves with a Broadway flair. Iconic numbers get a bold new spirit in the audience favorite, Bear Grease. April 26th in the venue at River Cree. Must be 18 plus. Get info and tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Why did you leave me so fast? You never gave me a happy chance. Just fall out, stay with me, consider me. I know you can see me.
Back here at EST Afternoons, Matty and Joaquin Gage, Zachary Kubish. Portions of this hour of EST Afternoons brought to you by the Canadian Bureaus. Good day, bad day. Either way, happy hours on at the Canadian Bureaus, Monday to Saturday, 2 to till 6. So it's just getting under today. Deals starting at $3.99. The Canadian Bureaus, your day just got happier. The Toronto Blue Jays, they fall to the Rockies 2-1 in 10 innings. Kevin Gausman with the 6 innings pitched today. Only gave up 2 hits, had 10 strikeouts.
This is awesome. I don't get that, man.
Rogers comes in. He pitches a perfect 7th inning. Nance comes in. He gives up 1 earned, which ties the ball game. Then the Jays can't hold on. Rockies get the win in the 10th. The Toronto Blue Jays today leave 9 runners on base, 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. There's your ball game.
Man.
Next up, 3-game series in Chicago against the White Sox, and they're home against the Dodgers and the Twins, is what I just saw on Sportsnet right now. So all the games for the Blue Jays, because it is Easter weekend, they come up at 12 o'clock, first pitch. 12:10 on Friday, 12:10 on Saturday, 12:10 on Sunday. So if you're looking for things to do over the Easter weekend, there you go.
Well, you said the weather too, didn't you, Matty? It was supposed to be
for Edmonton?
Yeah, for Friday. What's it Friday? Or is it snowing Friday?
No, snow tomorrow.
Snow tomorrow? Good.
Environment Canada says 2 to 4 centimeters. Friday, 7 degrees in the sunny.
Okay.
Saturday, 9 degrees in the sunny.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, 3 degrees and cloudy. So,
Okay.
But here's okay, Friday, Saturday. Head down to the CBH. Ball games at 12:10. As you're getting in the 6th, 7th, 8th innings, happy hour starts. Boom.
I am in the design plans for my backyard.
Oh. You doing a little bit of renovation, some changes?
No, I mean, it's not, I'm not.
Or is this gardening stuff?
It's both. So my deck, because my neighbors, they're great, but our fence backs onto each other's like backyard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he had a bunch of trees, but they had that tree rot.
Oh.
So he cut them all down. And so basically, I mean, I'm just giving him a show half the time when I'm home because it's just the way I roll, Matty. And, but I put up some lattice, which is nice. So it's okay. It blocks a lot of it, but I also put these pillars to string my night lights over. So I'm going to put in like, I'll do some, what do they call that? Privacy blinds, kind of. I'm going to do that across. Then I have a nice sitting area with a little fire pit. So I'm going to spruce that up a little bit. And then I might even make the attempt to finish in my barbecue and stuff. I might.
You're doing quite a few things you got planned.
I don't know if I'll get it all done, but I come to the realization that we get great light here right now. Like even last night, I took the dog for a walk at like 8:30 and it was just nice out, you know?
Oh, it's wonderful.
So great.
It's just that great time of year from that perspective.
And I want to go out into my little gazebo in the evening and chill.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm ready for just the golf.
Oh.
I'm ready for the snow all to end and nice weather so then the city can do the street cleaning so we can get that dust out.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then once the dust gets cleaned, then it's like, okay, now it's a great spot we're in.
I know.
I am going to miss it. Okay, back to baseball quickly. I just want to the Yankees have had 3 shutouts this season. They've only given up 3 runs through 5 games. Next is the Braves at 12. But the only reason I bring this up is just the differences in baseball. And this leads into the Jays' next opponent. Because I was just telling you guys that the Yankees had only given up 3 runs through 5 games this season to start the year. And then I wanted to know what's the least or the most runs allowed. Second most runs allowed this season through 5 games is the Phillies at 31.
Ooh.
But the most runs allowed are the Chicago White Sox, who the Jays will be playing this weekend, in 6 games. So they've played one more game than the Phillies and the Yankees. They've given up 52 runs. They've allowed 52 runs. They're already at a minus 31 run differential for this season through 6 games.
That's tough sledding right there.
Here's their 10-0 loss, 9-2 loss, 9-4 win, 9-7 loss, 6-1 loss, 14-2 loss. Like, man, already at 52 earned runs allowed this season. The Chicago White Sox. Like, absolutely. Like, how many teams have even scored? Not a single team has even had like their total runs scored this season is at above 40. 39 for the Astros. Man, the White Sox are bad. I'll say this right now. Toronto Blue Jays.
You got to get 3
your
here.
Bats are coming.
Yeah.
If there's any questions, I haven't been fully watching the Jays. If there's questions about a couple bats, here's your medicine. Take on the Chicago White Sox.
Is that what happens? The White Sox like look at the previous game and see they stranded 8. They go, oh no, they're coming here and we're sucking it.
We're gonna help them out. We're gonna help them out. They're the team that's gonna help everyone going. Oh, that's so that series for the Toronto Blue Jays gets going on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Nice. I guess there's an Oilers game tomorrow too. Right?
There is. The Blackhawks are in town. Then they finish things up against the Golden Knights.
Chicago Blackhawks in town.
Chicago Blackhawks. And then you got the Vegas Golden Knights. And this season's about to wrap up.
I think he goes to that game, doesn't he?
Usually he would, except he's out of country.
Is he?
Yeah.
Does he come back for it on the PJ?
Just comes back just to go see the Blackhawks, and then flies back out. Oh, he's in Mexico.
Oh, wow. Is this the last hurrah before the season, kind of?
Yeah, I don't know when he left officially, and I don't know when he's coming back. I would imagine. I don't think he'd plan around the Blackhawks.
No. They're not good enough. Did he have any updates? I thought I heard that they might move up in the schedule of opening day at the ranch.
Really?
I thought he said that on the hangout.
Oh, so here's the thing. He said that on the hangout last week.
Yeah.
That the date he got from his superintendent, he was like, ooh. But then we got a bunch of snow and things, although it's all melted and stuff right now. The forecast, I don't think is, it's still going to be a bit.
Yeah.
I would think.
It's so wet.
I feel like it's got to be after Masters right now. They're not opening next week. Next week's Masters.
When
so that's the standard time. I feel like after Masters is generally when we start hearing courses over the last few years have started opening up.
So that's next week, hey?
Yes. Next Monday. We're just a heads up. I'm in Monday, Tuesday. One of those days we're going to have a golf guest on to preview the Masters.
Oh, cool.
We need to talk some Masters.
Okay.
It's a great time of the year.
That's one of your bucket list items, hey?
Yeah, and every year I forget to try to sign up for the media.
Yeah, how do you not do that?
I always forget.
Put it in your phone.
I know. There's it's one of those I should probably look at it in October or something.
Yeah.
And I don't even care to honestly, it's not even one of those things I care to go watch the golf. I want the media draw to golf it.
Oh.
I want the members of the media that cover the Masters are entered into a draw for those that don't know that get to golf the course on the Monday. Not some other course, not nearby. You literally golf the course with Sunday pins on the Monday. James Duthie has done it. Cam Cole did it 3 times.
Oh, really?
Duthie won the draw a number of years ago. He's now eligible for the draw again because you have to wait 7 years to get back in. Cam Cole won it 3 times.
That's ridiculous.
How many people get the chance to go golf the Masters? I have a better chance of golfing the Masters than most people in the world.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking advantage of this. What's wrong with me?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
So next year I got to just sign up. And if I get a media accreditation, then go and sit there and hopefully win the draw. And if I win the draw, golf it and solve a bucket list.
Is that the top golf course?
It's the one I would. That and St. Andrews. Okay. I wanted to golf Chambers Bay out in the Seattle area. For anyone that remembers the 2015 U.S. Open, where you couldn't even tell when the green started, and it was just it caused chaos. It was. I think Dustin Johnson 3-putted on 18 that cost him the title, and it gave it to Jordan Spieth. It was all over the place. They changed it. They've made the greens green. So now that take away Chambers Bay for my love.
Yeah.
I would like to do the Scotland courses. There's a bunch starting with St. Andrew. I'd love to do Pebble one day. I've heard Hawaii golf is amazing. I would like to do TPC Sawgrass just to do 17th.
Yeah. The floating green?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Idaho has a floating green too. It's not a floating green at TPC Sawgrass. It's just a green, but it's surrounded by water. Yeah.
The one in
Idaho is a floating green.
Yeah, they move it around.
And because it just moves around.
Yeah.
And there's a boat that takes it to the green.
Yeah.
Somebody's there to boat you to
true.
the green and all that stuff. That one does look fun. Somebody needs the credit court. Actually, Terra Pines, which is just...
Torrey Pines?
Not Torrey Pines. The one in Edmonton. They're St. Albert area. Terry Pines or whatever. Yeah. They have a little island-esque type green.
Oh, do they?
They have.
I've been able to golf some pretty nice courses, actually, in my time.
Because you've been in Scotland.
Well, yeah, I played...
Did you do St. Andrews?
No, I played Royal Troon, though.
That's what you did.
And I've played Pebble and Torrey Pines.
See, and I was in San Diego and I tried convincing my dad and brother because I didn't want to do north. I wanted to do south. And it was going to be $350. Yeah. And they didn't want to do it.
I still
I regret that.
Decades going back, but we got to go for free. But I remember looking at it said the price to golf Pebble and it was just $250. That was it. But that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it ain't $250 now.
No.
It ain't $250 now.
Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
I've golfed Pebble a couple times on a sim. Does that count?
Yeah, well, it's fun. You know what? I wish that sim technology was around because obviously we're going way back when I did this. But I play Pebble on, whatever, Tiger Woods or whatever, or in a sim, and I'm like, oh, I remember this hole, which is kind of cool. But I can't imagine like playing in the sim and then going out to the real course. Like that would be kind of neat.
If we can add magically one thing to this office, I don't know if I could. I'm going to throw 3 things out there. We only get one, though. Do we add a hot tub, a golf sim, or a nap area, like napping pods? Which of the 3 would you vote for?
This is a no-brainer, Matty.
Napping pod for you?
It's got to be a napping pod. Why can't we have a sauna as well?
Well, because I picked 3 things.
Better than a hot tub.
I picked 3 things.
Look at Coob.
Well, sauna, get a little bit of a...
Okay, fine. Hot tub / sauna.
Okay.
Napping pods.
Now we're getting serious.
Or golf sim. We get one at EST. What are we going for? What's your vote?
With the napping pod...
Oh, my God.
Do I get a fan? Is there like... Would it be in the back podcast room? Yeah. Do I sleep under the desk like it was in kindergarten?
No, like the stuff you see at airports. You get those pod rooms. Like you just open up.
Yeah.
Self-controlled. You got your own AC?
I don't know.
It's pretty advanced.
Holy jeez. Like it's just a simple question.
It isn't that simple, man. You need to know the stipulations.
You can go in there. It'll shut you down.
Okay.
We have we'll have our own sheets on the side so you could replace the sheets if you want to.
I think like it's a full, it's a capsule, right? It comes over.
You can have that,
and then you got the what's it, deprivation kind of, you got the sound.
You can maybe add that if you want to. What's your vote? Coop's apparently nap, but I don't know. He's adding so many different things.
Yeah,
nice fireplace.
I kind of like the napping, but I mean, how much fun would a golf sim be?
I also have it figured out where it would go.
It would be like
That's my
guys would be in there all the time.
Where would it
3
go?
holes?
We take the hangout room, we take the chairs and we put them on the other side. So we shoot with we have the windows behind us.
Oh yeah.
And on the other the wall that goes on this would be our golf sim. Now, while people are in this room doing the show, all you're gonna hear is poof, 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 poof.
Yeah.
But whatever. We have a golf sim.
It wouldn't fit in the far back room.
No,
it's too small.
No,
right?
yeah,
much too small.
You need that space, and you want a nice. Like it's also just for the projector. You got a nice shot at it right there.
Yeah,
at the wall, that big wall that we have.
Could get a camera too. That would be good content as well for the golf sim. Yeah. I would probably break 100 if we had a golf sim here. I'd use it every day.
Jasmine does make a good point. You guys would be so useless with a golf sim. That's fair.
How would we be useless?
Because we'd just be golfing.
No, we wouldn't.
I would be.
There's already toys everywhere.
Yeah, there's no trust in our work.
I'd be doing an hour every day on the sim.
Well,
Matty
as
would
you
catch me on
should.
there. Yeah.
That's why you have a golf sim.
That's true.
How many golf sims are lying in people's garages and stuff that don't get used? At least we would use.
Does Rashog ever talk about his golf sim anymore? Because he added one.
Oh yeah, he had one, right?
I haven't heard any.
I would do it during the hangouts. Like it would be part of the show.
Yeah, you take a swing every few minutes. You got to get your stretches in and stuff, right? Well, I mean, you're sitting for 2 hours during that show. We're sitting here as well. You're supposed to stretch every few minutes. Why not take a golf swing?
We also like when the River Cree Inbox 70-2899 adds their golf experience area. We have to bring the hangout there one day.
And it's not playing like 18 every time we go in there, right? It's, you play some target games. There's so many other things you can do.
18 also only takes an hour if you're one person.
Yeah.
It can go very quick. Waddy and Cloverdale, you want to know something? And you're kind of going Coop level here. You're changing things. But he does say, you and Hernan would both be picking an F1 sim. If you have a golf sim, you could add.
Add the sim. Yeah.
It's all there. We just need to get the chair, and you also got an F1 sim going.
Exactly.
I think we've got something to go there. This is EST Afternoons. Matty and Iwanyk, Joaquin Gage, Zachary Kubish. One more segment for today on EST Afternoons before we hand things off to the birthday boy, Reed Wilkins, and Jay Milne, who will be on from 3 until 6. And then we got a replay of Crush performance from last week, 6 o'clock, all on our audio streams. Here's Coop with the sports update. Back with Screw It, Let's Do It. Parlay for Edmonton, for Play Alberta right here at Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports.
The Oilers have inked 19-year-old William Nickel to a 3-year entry-level contract. The Oilers selecting Nickel 7th round in the 7th round in 2024, with the 19-year-old having 15 goals, 26 points in 32 games played this season with the London Knights of the OHL. A trio of games dot today's NHL slate. LA, St. Louis go at it. Kings 3 points ahead of the Blues in the West, 1 point behind the Predators for second wildcard spot out west, with a game in hand on Nashville. From San Jose, the Ducks and Sharks drop the puck. Anaheim leading the division, 2 points up on the Oilers, 1 game in hand. San Jose's on the outside, 2 points behind Nashville with a pair of catch-up games. To the MLB, 6 games are live. Top of the 9th, Red Sox down by 2 against the Astros. At that same time, the Mets and Cardinals are tied 1 aside. The Matties, Yankees up 1-0 on the Mariners' bottom 2nd inning. To the hardwood, 9 games to go in the association. Toronto hosting Sacramento for 6 o'clock tip-off. We also see New York in action against Memphis, while the Spurs and Warriors meet for the nightcap at 8 o'clock. Screw it, let's do it. Parlay up next here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Firehouse Subs. Our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Hey Dad, I'm coming home from university.
Before they come back from school, get extra space with Sentinel Storage. Affordable and convenient storage solutions. Try 4 weeks free. Plus, students save 10% on rental. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said, great job. Happy hour. Your boss said, per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Dun, da, da, da.
Back here for the final segment of EST Afternoons on this Wednesday, April 1st, 2:43 here in Edmonton. Matt and Iwanyk, Joaquin Gage, Zachary Kubish, live from the William Huff studio. I have missed this tech. I was going to get to this last segment, but we were talking about some other things. Duck Dad, the only thing more disappointing to me is Canada not being able to score in Tunisia. Maybe Matt can chime in on that. I don't have much to say. They didn't have, half their starters playing yesterday? Just like on Saturday, they didn't have about half their starters playing against Iceland. If everyone is there, if everyone is healthy, I'm not worried about this lack of goal scoring for Canada. If the health, there are more injuries, or if some of those injured guys don't show up or can't show up, then yeah, I'm going to have a little more concern going into the World Cup when that gets here. But through yesterday, we're out a few players. When you don't have Alphonso Davies, when you don't have Stefan Eustáquio out there to help things, yeah, it changes some things. Promise David, forgetting about him. Probably won't have Promise David, though, for the World Cup, which will be a shame. Do you know what's coming up, Koob, on Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne?
Yes, newly hired Rick Campbell will be joining the Reed Wilkins Show today. He's been hired as a coaching analyst for the Edmonton Elks. He'll check in to talk about his role. Jamie Thomas also at 4 o'clock to talk all things Winnipeg Jets as they're still in the hunt for an NHL playoff spot.
Beautiful. 36 right here, Edmonton Sports Talk, across our audio streams on YouTube, as well as podcasted a little bit later as well. And a reminder again on our audio stream, 6 o'clock will be Crush Performance. With that, let's get to the screw it. Let's do a parlay for Play Alberta. Download this app, visit them, playalberta.ca. Before I throw it to Coop to play the music, their EST specials right now. We've got the grandest up there, Jay's Play of the Day's up there, Lock Shot Parlay, Tommy Fleetwood, Jordan Spieth, and then the Canadian Yella Mararaju. I'm screwing that up. Apologies to him, even though he's not listening. Top 20 finish at the Valero Texas Open. And we still have that Michigan to win both NCAA championships in men's basketball and hockey. Hit it, Coop. Who's that? Yeah.
That was Jay. That's Jay. Okay. That was. It's still, and well, forever.
He comes in here every time he's here.
And then just quickly and says that. Who wants to begin?
I'll go first.
Jay? Or not Jay, Gage?
Valerie Nikushkin is facing off against the Canucks, I believe. Over 2.5 shots.
For Valtteri Nichushkin or Valerie Nichushkin, not Valerie.
2.5.
2.5. That's a.
You're jumping because they have it at 1.5. You're jumping up to the 2.5. Okay, so you're thinking 3 or more shots for Nikushkin.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a shooter, man. Yeah.
Okay, Coop, I'm going to jump in here quickly first because it's funny. I already had this one preloaded. Panarin and the Kings are taking on the Blues. Panarin has scored a number of goals, but hasn't had assists in the last little bit. He's got 3 goals in the last 5 games. Hasn't had an assist in that stretch, though. But just to get 2 points, like he just hasn't been doing that. And you have to go over 1.5. But then I was looking at the shots, and you look at the last number of games, the last 6 games, he's had 3 or more shots. And so I had a Panarin over 2.5 shots.
All right.
So Panarin and Nikushkin both over 2.5 shots, which leaves Coob with your pick.
Well, I'm not going to go that same route. I'm probably not going to go for shots today. It's a Pacific Division matchup.
Okay.
7 o'clock from San Jose, the Ducks taking on the Sharks. The Ducks have had the Sharks number in recent years. San Jose picking up a win in their last matchup. But prior to that, 6 wins from Anaheim. I'm going to say Anaheim, money line, straight up. They're going to beat the Sharks tonight.
Ducks to beat the Sharks. Coming off blowing, it was in their last game against the Leafs, or they blew the didn't get the 2 points, only got 1.
Streak.
Oilers are breathing on their neck, taking on Sharks who have won 2 straight, but the Ducks are trying to win that Pacific Division. Nikushkin, Panarin, both over 2.5 shots. Before I even send this in for a boost, it's already 679.
That's nice.
I like that one.
See, that's a good number for the screw it. Let's do it parlay.
I also think it's all very achievable. I mentioned the Panarin. 6 of the last. Let me see. How's Nikushkin's shots been in the last little bit? So you're going for 3 shots. 3 of his last 4 games. He's nailed it. Boom.
Rip City Step says, you could rent a hot tub sauna to the neighbors on the weekend. Pays for itself, Matty. There's not a chance of getting a staph infection in there.
You never know what those Benjamin Moore people are going to do, Those people downstairs are lovely. They helped you out, Gager, last week, so we love the people at Benjamin Moore. I'm going to send that over to the Play Alberta folk as soon as this show wraps up. There's the screw it, let's do a parlay. I really like this one. There are some times where I've come in, I've done this, and you feel decent about it. You feel pretty good about it. This one I really like. This one I'm not going to lie. I'm feeling really good about this one. Panarin over 2.5 against shots against the Blues. Nikushkin over 2.5 shots in the game later tonight, and then the Ducks beating the Sharks. Boom. Already plus. I'm going to guess the boost. This might get to 7-1. Might be about plus 700.
Really?
It's 679.
Okay.
I think maybe it'll be close to 6 690, 691, 692. But sometimes when we get these higher numbers, the boost goes a little bit greater.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see. But it's a good one. If you want to join us, obviously use your game sense, but just head to playalberta.ca or download their app, have it on your phone, and click on EST specials. That's where it will be once it gets up. So if I send that in about 5-6 minutes, I'll probably be up there about 3:10ish or so. And you'll be able to get that one as how many games have we got in the NHL? It's just like 5 games, I think it is today. We've got 3 games. Sorry, 3 games. Canucks in Colorado take on the Avs. You got the Kings at home against the Blues, and you got the Sharks at home against the Ducks. A night where all home teams are playing in the Mountain Time Zone or further west, which is kind of weird sometimes to see that. We had that a little bit earlier this week, too. We just had the Pens Islanders, and everything else was Avalanche or out west.
Yeah.
Just kind of weird. So the Avs have to play that little bit of an earlier game. 5:30 start time for those out in Vancouver.
Wow. That's nice.
My brother signed up. So the FIFA has tickets for the World Cup today. It's called the Last Chance to Buy.
Mm-hmm.
He logged in at 9 a.m. He's still not in.
Wow.
24 minutes until he's allowed in.
Is that for the games here?
That's for
Anywhere.
he doesn't even know.
Oh, really?
That's just you click on the link to then just go buy tickets. He logged in today. He's texted me about this because today was the last chance to go buy some of those tickets. He logged in at 9:02 this morning. And I've had a chance to host the EST Hangout, to get set for this show, chat with all you guys, prep this show. You and I, we've all done this show together. My brother is still without getting into that. Pure robbery, FIFA, by the way. Pure robbery. They need to.
How do you think it's gonna? Everything is gonna go smooth this
This
summer?
will be considered one of the worst World Cups we'll have ever seen. I strongly believe that. Yeah. It's also like UEFA has already explained that the next Euros in 2 years, their cheapest ticket pricing is only going to be €30.
Oh, really?
They've committed. Now it's not all the tickets are going to be cheap, but they're not committed. They've basically were like to their fans, like, no, we're not doing this increased ticket pricing. We're going to stick to what is known. That actually you could get 2 tickets to go see a Euro game in 2028 for the price of a parking stall at this year's World Cup. That's
Really?
what it's breaking down to. So right there from that setup, it's just going to be ridiculous. Secondary market tickets are already crazy. Somebody on the Last Chance portal, Canada Bosnia, which will be Canada's opener on June 12th. The minimum ticket's already over $2,000.
Jeez.
There's going to be hydration breaks added, which is mini timeouts being brought to the World Cup. And that's not even taking into account what's going to happen in the United States with
Everything that's going on.
with airports,
Yeah,
with all that stuff. We don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of countries that are entering this tournament that the U.S. government has said we're not going to allow you have visas, which means you can't come into our country. This will go down for so many reasons as one of the worst World Cups we'll have ever
I'm
seen.
surprised they haven't moved it.
But when you look at where the last 2 were,
I know
it goes Russia, Qatar, U.S.
Yeah.
And
You'd
you
think
look,
it would be getting better.
and you look where they're going in 2034, it's Saudi Arabia. Anyone that I've been seeing it for the last number of months. FIFA should move this. FIFA should just place it all in Canada. Why would they?
They're just going to
They're
the
just
money.
as corrupt as anyone else, if not more corrupt than anyone else. Like FIFA doesn't give a damn about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They found an opportunity to have a World Cup that's going to be ridiculously expensive. They're taking advantage of it. The only thing that will be interesting to see is will there be empty crowds?
Yeah.
One of the things I saw was that maybe as of a couple weeks ago, tickets for the U.S. opener at SoFi Stadium in LA was not sold out.
Wow.
If you have empty seats at this World Cup for premium draws, that's going to be something to pay attention to. I've got my ticket for $88. Still don't have a place to stay.
Yeah.
I found a couple
where are you
spots on
going?
Airbnb, Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
Right now, flights have cost me $140 round trip. I have a ticket for $88. So I just need to find a place to stay. I found a couple on Airbnb for under $300. And this could be I could have an affordable World Cup.
My daughter is got invited to Ballet BC this summer. coincides.
Oh,
World Cup.
They did not plan that properly.
No. Well, maybe they did, because just to find anything, the prices have skyrocketed.
The cheapest hotel is $900 about.
Yeah, like I talked to, there's some apartments that are they're banning people from renting their places out because they don't want
just a bunch of everyone coming in.
Yeah.
It's a damn shame. I was very much looking forward to this World Cup once it was launched years ago or announced years ago. Gager, I had a lot of fun doing this with you today. Same with you, Coop. How about we do it tomorrow? What do you guys say?
Let's do it.
We give Hernan another day
Let's
off.
do it.
We'll give Hernan another day off, and we'll do this all again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you to Terry Cochan from the Toronto Sun, who stopped by joining us today a little bit earlier. Thank you to listeners for tuning into the EST afternoons. As I said, I'll connect with Play Alberta. We'll get that screw it. Let's do a parlay up. Coming up next from 3 until 6, we got the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne on the show today. Jamie Thomas, as well as Elks coaching analyst, I believe was the title. Rick Campbell will be on with their birthday boy, Reed Wilkins, and Jay Milne. Koo will be alongside as well. It's also Goodwill Wednesday. Is that what we're calling it? Goodwill Wednesday. That's coming up from 3 until 6. And then Crush Performance on our audio stream at 6 o'clock. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. On behalf of Gage or Coop, I'm Iwanyk. Once again, thank you very much. So tuned into Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Reed, Jay, Coop, coming up in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Dun, da, da, da.